Seeing clearly in the distance. Perhaps even feeling a little bit sandy and dry. How many times have I told you? You've got to have a reaching eye exam. You can have headaches, dry eye, you're not seeing clearly. How can you possibly dry if you don't know if you can see clearly? Harvey, is that why you missed your driving lesson? Go to your routine eye exam today. Take care of you. Live your life with happiness.
We were getting married in the most beautiful rural setting. My mom got sick but couldn't be with us for our big day. I was heartbroken. Thankfully, we discovered ScoreNet. They responded right away and connected us to high-speed internet. Our big day was incredible because it felt like Mom was there.
ScoreNet. Connect to what matters.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good.
How goes? Oh, ready to roll, man.
Working on camera, so I sent
Hello, Nathan Smith.
Yeah.
he said, yeah, we just
Come say hi, man.
He goes, what are you talking about? He's hardly finished. I go, first time hearing of it. I said, I hope this is not magic word stuff. I hope it's legitimate. And we have no reason to think it's not legitimate, but we have our reasons. And he was totally get it. He goes, I can't imagine how the coaches are feeling right now.
Good.
He's got 12.
Hey. Derek, radio check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What channel? 14. Same as always. Why am I on 13? Probably had Mike's radio. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Copy. Yeah, I'm here. All right. I'm gonna get going in about 30 seconds, guys. I said 30. Okay, we'll make it 60. 49. You can have a day.
Actually, it's on quarter.
All right, everybody, welcome to Wilson Church Stadium for Wildlife Park. We're glad to have you here today for Game 3 of our Cowlitz series, the second to last home series of our regular season. We'll be home next weekend against the Port Angeles Lefties. It'll be jersey off the back night on Friday night with Oldham Brown. We want to thank them. These jerseys we're wearing today are the ones you get a chance to win next Friday if you're here. Just by putting your name into a draw-in, we'll pull the names out and people will get to come down, get the jersey signed right off the back of the player. Jersey off your back night with Oldham Brown. And Saturday night proves to be a very popular one, of course, our fireworks game. You guys know, who here has not been to a fireworks game before? Yeah, okay, Ferguson, I don't believe it for a second. Griffin Paxton's never been to a fireworks game, so we're going to make sure he gets to enjoy that. They're fantastic. About 17, 18 minutes of fireworks right on the field after the game, guys. It's something we put some investment into. We're glad to do it. It's a fun thing for us to do because we love the reaction we get from people. It's a lot of fun. Then fan appreciation next Sunday, the 11th. Lots of extra prizing. It's also Bike to the Park Day, the Tour to Victoria, and Ryder Heschel, and the great work with that Tour to Victoria Road event does here in Victoria. Fantastic with all the tradition of cycling here in Victoria. It's fantastic stuff. We are going to the playoffs August 14th. Tickets are now available, single game for August 14th. We were doing 2-game packages to get ahead of the curve a little bit and make our box office run a little smoother on it. Tickets now available, single game. You can get them by going to the box office, and we will get them turned up online as well, so they're available to be purchased online. We'll see what we can get done even during the game on that one today if that's possible. I want to welcome a couple of great groups we have here today. First of all, Boundary Spatial is going to be up on our Upper Deck Experience today, the Wilson's Upper Deck Experience. I want to thank them for being here, and we have a really fun, good group that's going to be making its way out onto the Strathcona Rooftop Party Deck, and that's the South Island Prosperity Project. Welcome, you guys. Great to have you here. A couple have made their way already, some probably getting some food in Lannis right now and getting that all taken care of, so it's fantastic. Today's our business person getaway day, and we're so glad to be able to do this. This is a fun one for us. Just a day game on a Thursday. You know, the Vancouver Canadians have done this with juniors for years. They do it with 3-4 a year. Fantastic to be able to do it. Get this game started early in great weather. It's going to be fantastic day for baseball. The teams really enjoy this as well. We have a special first pitch I wanted to do here today. We have an athlete here who's a part of what we do here on certain game days, and also a part of the Special Olympics and Challenger and groups like that way. Can you guys help me welcome our dancing friend Oliver Korsch out to the field? He's going to throw first pitch. He's pretty excited about it. Now I'm going to bring up Chris, one of our bat boys. He's going to come on up and catch this. How's that sound? Oliver, you're out there, buddy. Don't hurt Chris's hand by throwing it too hard. Yeah, pull your hands up, Oliver. Seriously, you're falling down. Oliver, pull your hands up, man. Seriously. Not a problem. Hey! There you go. Guys, get a picture. Get a picture right now with Christian. Right there. Come on, over there. Oliver, you do a great job for us, buddy. Appreciate it very much. And all the effort you get into Special Olympics. Great stuff. Listen, we have some really good groups on the concourse day. Cowlitz is here.
You guys want to do it? Go ahead. You guys want to do it? Go ahead. Todd, you guys want to do it? Go ahead.
Cowlitz is here on the concourse. They are a great partner for us. They are the presenting sponsor of the zip line. It's the Wild Play zip line, presented by Cowlitz Line. Go out there and check out. They got some deals up there, folks. You want to go check out what they have going on. It's really interesting stuff. But also today, we're glad to have a group, Urban City and the Island Crossing Center, and I'd like to welcome them out. Come on. They got a booth, yeah, please. They got a booth set up over there, and Leanne is here, Kelly is here, and Leanne, I know there's a lot of things about prostate that people need to know, and it's an important topic. Island Prostate Center is the only non-profit that guides and empowers Vancouver Island men and their families to navigate the uncertainty of prostate cancer diagnosis. They uniquely offer time and space men need to explore their options, and they human support so men can never feel like they're having to walk this battle alone. So be sure to visit their concourse on the near the ticket booth, and that's fantastic. Josh, we have a video here to show up on the scoreboard. Please pay attention to the video scoreboard.
Oh, good man.
It's getaway day from Wilson's Group Stadium at Royal Athletic Park. We have some Thursday afternoon baseball for you on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw Spotlight as the Victoria HarbourCats go for the sweep in the series finale against the Cowlitz Black Bears. Thanks for tuning in on this Thursday afternoon, whether it's on Go Live Broadcast or Shaw Spotlight. First pitch is just moments away here in Victoria, so we will send it down to field level for the pregame festivities and the anthems, and then we will have baseball for you on this Thursday afternoon.
islandprostatecenter.com and donate today.
Thank you, Leanne, and Island Prostate Center along with courtesy today. And now, please everybody rise and remove their caps. The anthem is being presented by Herald Engineering, Vancouver Island's full-service engineering company here in Victoria. And to sing the anthem today is Lily Cave.
So proudly we came at the twilight's last gleaming, whose brushes and bright stars through the perilous skies, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streamed.
Back here at Wilson's Group Stadium at Royal Athletic Park. Thanks for tuning in for a rare Thursday afternoon game on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw Spotlight, along with producer Chris Jaycox in the broadcast truck. My name is Mike Edwards. Well, the HarbourCats and Black Bears treated us to a very entertaining ball game last night that went into extra innings. It was a tight back-and-forth affair that was tied at 4 in the 10th inning when Chase Mydraw stepped up and delivered a walk-off single to send the fans home happy here at Wilson's Group Stadium. And so today, the HarbourCats aim to complete the series sweep over the Black Bears and solidify their position atop the second half North Division standings. For Cowlitz, it was a tough loss for them yesterday, but it was a much better showing as opposed to the first game of the series where they were blown out 12-3. But yesterday's game really could have gone either way, and so today the Black Bears' aim is to avoid the sweep and salvage one game here in Victoria. HarbourCats take the field in their alternate red and white home uniforms. The game time weather here before first pitch, it's a nice Thursday afternoon, 18 degrees Celsius, 65 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy skies, and a little bit of wind right now blowing out to left field. So a pleasant Thursday afternoon for baseball, not too hot, not too cold. And the HarbourCats are going to send Dakota Hawkins to the hill here this afternoon. He is a 6 foot, 195-pound freshman from Lower Columbia College. He is 1-1 with a 2.77 ERA and 7 appearances in 3 starts on the West Coast League season. And overall, the overall numbers for him are excellent. He has allowed 19 hits and 3 walks in 22 and 2/3 innings of work, along with 16 strikeouts. So Hawkins will look to build on his last start, which came here at Wilsons Group Stadium on July the 20th, when he went 6 scoreless innings, allowing just 3 hits and no walks while striking out 6. Picked up the win and a quality start on that day. Hawkins did make one other appearance in between, and it was not the greatest one for him. He went 2 innings and allowed 2 earned runs back on July the 25th out of the bullpen, but he's back in the starting rotation now and looking to put forth a similar type of start than what he did against the Pippins back on July the 20th. So just about set for baseball on this Thursday afternoon. Glad to have you with us. And the HarbourCats playing their one of their only 2 afternoon midweek games on the season. So a bit of a change in terms of the start time. They do, of course, play a lot of Sunday afternoon games, but not during the week. But we do have one here today. And we are underway as Dakota Hawkins fires ball 1 to the leadoff man, Andres Sosa. And what we've learned in this series is you have to be careful with Sosa in his first at bat, because he has hit a home run in each of the first 2 games of the series in the first inning. This one is drilled in the air to center. It's going to send Pacoda back, but he reaches up to make the catch. So finally, the HarbourCats get Sosa out, but it was a fairly deep fly ball. So Sosa retired in his first at bat this time, and there's one down. Sosa yesterday hit a home run on just the second pitch in the ball game. This time, though, he flies out. And here is the rest of the Cowlitz lineup this afternoon. Here is Brian Cromwell, who, speaking of the long ball, he went deep yesterday on a 3-run shot that tied the game at 4 in the 6th inning. So he's also a guy with some power, I should say, as Cromwell fouls the first pitch back from Hawkins. No balls and a strike. And now the 0-1 pitch is a good breaking ball in there for strike 2. After Cromwell, it'll be the center fielder Colton Eager to hit, then the first baseman Josh Marchese batting in the cleanup spot. Seth Beckstead in left field bats 5th. Zach Smith, the shortstop, is batting 6th. Sam Ireland moves up from the 9 spot to the 7 spot. He is still back at second base. Heath Pickard, the catcher, bats 8th, and the DH Ellis Stevens bats in the number 9 spot for Grady Twait and the Cowlitz Black Bears. 2-2 as that last pitch missed off the outside half of the plate. Even count here with the bases clear and 1 away, top of the first inning, just getting started here in Game 3 of this midweek series. 2-2 pitch, spoiled back to the screen there by Cromwell. It remains 2-2. Well, Cromwell coming into today's ball game at 172 with 10 RBIs. He hit the home run yesterday, the 3-run shot, which was his first long ball of the season. That one came in tight, almost hit him, but it broke back towards the plate. Still missed, though, down and in, and it's a full count, 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch from Hawkins. Hit hard off the mound. It skips up nicely for Tanner Haney, and he throws out Cromwell for out number 2. So a nice hop that time, a friendly one for Tanner Haney at second, and he was able to make the short throw to first. So quickly 2 down. Here's a look at the 4-man umpiring crew for today's ball game. Behind home plate calling balls and strikes is Rhonda Pauls. At first base is Scott Eckhart. Steve Butchang is at second, and John Hollett at third. So a 4-man crew. We've had 4 umpires for each of the 3 games in this series. It's not always the case. Sometimes we get a 3-man crew. Sometimes we even get just the 2 umpires with 1 behind the plate and 1 roaming around the infield. But it's always good when you have the 4 umpires, and we do here this afternoon. Last one missed downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike on Colton Eager, who comes in at .272. Limited at bats for him on the season. He's 3 for 11 as he takes one outside, 2-1. Eager yesterday went 1 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. The 2-1 pitch is a big swing and a miss. Fastball at 87 up in the zone that Hawkins was able to get by Eager. It's now 2-2. Hawkins looking for a very quick first inning as the 2-2 pitch coming up to Colton Eager. Popped up down the left field line. This is going to be a long run for Nick Adams, but he makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So a nice 1-2-3 frame for Dakota Hawkins to start his afternoon. HarbourCats coming up to hit in a scoreless ball game here at Wilson's Group Stadium.
It's time to say no to tobacco products. It's also time to read Baker Tilly's stat of the game, brought to you by Baker Tilly, the official accounting firm of your Victoria HarbourCats. Today's stat is 4. The number of walk-off wins at home this season is 4.
He's a chopper to third base. Charging it is Spawn. The bare hand throw. He got him. What a play, Harrison Spawn. This one hit right back up the middle. Could be 2. Spawn the dive, the flip to second, and that's a double play. Count is 1-0. And in Wally a drive. Deep left field, and it is gone. And the 1-2. Is hit hard, and it's caught by Pojui Wong on the mound. What a play. Lightning quick reflexes, and another 2-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And he swings away at the first pitch, shallow left center. This ball will be caught by Playa as he dives to make the catch. This one right back to the mound, going to second with it for 1, back to first, and that's a double play. Is driven high in the air, deep right field, Feist looking up, and it is gone. Now the 2-2 is hit in the air to pretty deep left field. Going back is Johnston, he leaps at the wall, and it's gone. 1-1 pitch is hit well in the air, deep right field. Malinchuk back, he is still back at the wall, makes the catch. And the pitch is hit on the ground to second with the dive. And Wally, he throws to We're back for the home half of inning number 1, and Nate Pacoda digs in. He is in the leadoff spot this afternoon for the HarbourCats. We'll go through their full order in just a moment as Pacoda awaits the first pitch from Jacob Rutherford. The big right-hander getting the start for Cowlitz this afternoon. Pacoda takes a strike, 0-1. Rutherford stands at 6'2", 190 pounds from Gonzaga University. On the season in the West Coast League, this is just his second start, but it's his 14th appearance in total. He's 2-1 with a 6.23 ERA. Has allowed 35 hits and 15 walks with 40 strikeouts in 30 1/3 innings of work, so the strikeout numbers are very good for Rutherford. He's ahead here, 0-2 on Pacoda. And there's a wave and a miss. Got him on 3 strikes for the first out here in the bottom of the first. Now just one more note on Rutherford. The Black Bears had a late scratch before first pitch here this afternoon. They thought that the left-hander Sam Lauderdale was going to start, but he was scratched late from their lineup, even though he was listed as the probable starter. So it's Rutherford getting the ball here this afternoon. I mentioned as Mydroth yanks one into left field. He will not cool down. There's another base hit as Mydroth has a 1-for-1 day to start this afternoon after he was the walk-off hero yesterday for the HarbourCats with that single in the 10th that scored Kyle Sherrick to send us home. So it's another base hit for Mydroth here, and that'll bring in Frankie Neiman. But back to the Black Bears, it'll be interesting to see with Rutherford, who has just made 1 start on the season, and all those relief appearances. The longest he's gone in any one outing was 4 innings. So he does have a little bit of stamina. We'll see how long he goes this afternoon. And presumably, with Lauderdale penciled in as the probable starter, Rutherford wouldn't have had a whole lot of time to prepare mentally for this start either before first pitch this morning. So we'll see how he responds to that as well. This is Frankie Neiman, who enters play at .388, home run and 23 RBIs for him on the season. Mydroth leads off of first with 1 out. The pitch to Neiman is swung on and missed for 1 ball and 1 strike. Rest of the HarbourCats lineup looks like this. You've seen the top 3, Pacoda, Mydroth, and Neiman. Griffin Paxton bats cleanup at third base. Emilio Nogales is at first, batting 5th. Matt Clayton, the catcher, bats 6th. Kyle Sherrick in right field is 7th. Nick Adams in left field bats 8th. And Tanner Haney rounds out the order in the 9 spot. Neiman gives this one a jolt to straightaway center field. And reaching up, crashing into the wall in center is Eager to take extra bases away from Neiman for the second out. Well, I mentioned he had 1 home run, Neiman, but he's traditionally, as we've seen with the HarbourCats this summer, been a guy who hits a lot of singles, line drive base hits, but not someone who really takes it to the deep part of the yard all that often. This time, though, he did carry it right the way to the warning track. And it was a nice defensive play in center by Eager, who really had to get on his horse to get back to the wall and track that one down. So there is 2 out now in the bottom of the first inning. Chase Mydroth still over there at first base. Swinging a foul back by Griffin Paxton, 0-1. Paxton enters tonight, this afternoon's ball game, I should say, at .319, 20 runs driven in. Yesterday he went 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. And the 3 times, though, he came to the plate and was retired, all 3 of them were strikeouts. So that's not something we're accustomed to seeing from Paxton. As the pitch is down low, Mydroth is going to steal second. And there's no throw from the catcher, Keith Pickard. But again, Paxton is not a guy who strikes out very often. He has a really good eye up there at the plate and does not swing at a lot of pitches out of the zone. You're not going to get chases from him very often. So Paxton will try to... Oh, this time he lines it to first, and it's going to be an out to end the inning. So Marchese makes the catch. Paxton hit it hard, but right at the first baseman, and the HarbourCats held off the board in the first. We go to the second inning. No score between Victoria and Cowlitz.
Go! The go-home ferry boat race with Black Ball Ferries, one of our great sponsors. We thank them. We don't believe Blue has won yet this season because there really is no Blue on the go-home ferries. So I think that might be part of it. We got a close race going on right now, and it looks like Red barely won.
The town of View Royal was able to purchase land to build a new public safety building using provincial gaming revenue from hosting Elements Casino Victoria. The new building has larger sleeping quarters, so volunteer firefighters can be on call, on site, and respond to emergencies even faster. The building isn't only home to the town's fire department, though. It also has space for public safety staff and a secondary emergency operations center, too. BCLC, we're community-minded, with your community in mind.
Batter for the Cowlitz Black Bears, first baseman number 19, Josh Marquez.
We go to the second inning, and it's led off by the first baseman, Josh Marchese, for Cowlitz. Dakota Hawkins just needed 14 pitches to retire the side in order in the top of the first inning, and he fires across strike 1 to Marchese to start out the second inning. 0-1 pitch, bounces to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marchese yesterday went 1 for 5 with a run scored, but he did strike out 4 times. Overall on the season, he's hitting .254, a couple of homers, and 19 RBIs. This one is drilled to right. The diving catch is made in right field by Kyle Sherrick. made a similar catch yesterday, and he's just taken another hit away from a black bear. This time it's Marchese. Well, that was hit very hard and on a line to right field, so Sherrick did not have hardly any time to get over to that ball. But he was able to lay out and make another spectacular catch. Here's a swing and a miss to start this at bat with Seth Beckstead at the plate. It's one thing that we knew about Sherrick with his great speed. When he can get on base, he's certainly a weapon to steal a base, and that also helps him in the outfield. Great defender, can play all three outfield positions. One ball and one strike here on Beckstead, who's hitting .226 with a homer and 12 RBIs so far this season. There's a bit of a half-hearted hack from him, but he went around it. It's 1-2. Base is clear, one out. The 1-2 pitch from Hawkins is a breaking ball in the dirt that is laid off for 2-2. Even count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called, got him with the fastball at 89 on the outside corner, and there's 2 down. Well located on that last pitch by Hawkins, who is looking very sharp to start this afternoon. Let's take a look at the defense for the HarbourCats here today. Left to right in the outfield, it is Adams in left, Pacoda in center, Sherrick in right. Griffin Paxton at third base, Chase Mydroth at short. Tanner Haney at second, Emilio Nogales at first, and Matt Clayton behind the plate, forming the battery here this afternoon for the HarbourCats with Dakota Hawkins. There's a strike to even the count, 1-1 after he missed on the first pitch. This is Zach Smith, who comes in just under the Mendoza line at 195, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and one of those homers came in this series in the first game on Tuesday night. Smith yesterday took an 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Breaking ball missing off the plate outside. 3 balls, 1 strike, so a good hitter's count here for Smith. And early in the ball game, base is empty, 2 out. Might be a good chance for him to take a healthy rip at this next pitch. He does swing away. Fly ball out to shallow right field. Sherrick comes in, he makes the catch, and that is the inning. Another 1-2-3 frame for Dakota Hawkins. And on we go to the bottom of the second, still looking for the first run of the ball game at Wilson's Group Stadium.
.ca for 10% off. Now down to Lori for veteran recognition.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Wilson's Group and the Victoria HarbourCats have been the last few years honoring current or retired men and women that are serving in our military. And today I would like to introduce to you Corporal Shauna Morris, originally from Ontario. She's been serving for 5 years. She has been in Halifax and now here. She's a financial services admin with Personnel Coordination Center. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise?
There's force. Start doing that to me, man. That's what we started. Nice ankle also, by the way.
That's your time to take a chance to go on the Wild Ride. The Wild Play Zip Line presented by TELUS Wireline. Down the right field line, the secondary grandstand for a limited time. The zip line rides $10. They're ready to take you on down there on the Wild Play Zip Line presented by TELUS Wireline. And now our Fuel Supplement Power Batter, first baseman from Fresno State, number 35, Emilio Nogales.
Back here for the bottom half of the second inning. We thank you for sending in your live tweets. Keep those tweets coming using the hashtag HarbourCats. Your tweet could be featured on the broadcast here on Shaw Spotlight and Go Live broadcast this afternoon. As we move along, we'll show some more tweets in a couple of the other inning breaks. Here's a hard liner to short, and Nogales is going to be retired. Second time already in the ball game where the HarbourCats have hit a ball hard right at an infielder. This time it's Nogales to the shortstop Zach Smith for the first out. Last time it was Griffin Paxton hitting a bullet to first, and Marchese happened to be perfectly placed to make the catch. So Nogales retired in his first at bat. That'll bring in Matt Clayton, the catcher, who takes down low for a ball and no strikes. Well, here's a chance to look at the defense for Cowlitz here this afternoon. Very similar to the first couple games in this series. Clayton with a foul tip held onto by Pickard. It's 1-1. Left to right in the outfield, it is Beckstead, Eager, and Cromwell for the Black Bears. Sosa is in his familiar spot at third. Zach Smith also at short. Clayton bounces one towards Sosa. He will spin and throw it to first with plenty of time to get Clayton for the second out. Just to finish the defense for Cowlitz. On the right side of the infield, Ireland at second, Marchese at first, and Pickard behind the plate. Putting down the signs for Jacob Rutherford. Quickly 2 down, and not a lot of offense so far in the ball game on either side through close to 2 innings. Fastball at 85 misses upstairs to Kyle Sherrick. Came around to score the winning run yesterday on Chase Mydroth's 10th inning single. Wave and a miss that time by Sherrick. It's 1-1. He comes in at 214 with a home run and 6 RBIs. I mentioned his outfield defense and his speed, but he's also been starting to hit a little more recently, which is a good sign for Sherrick and the HarbourCats as well. Pops this one up, actually sends it out to fairly deep left center field, but getting over to it and making the catch in center is Eager to retire the side. HarbourCats go in order in the second, and on we go to inning number 3. Still no score on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw Spotlight.
Working it out a little bit. It's the Wendy's mascot race. And today we have, well, it's supposed to be Jaden and Mason, but we only have one out there. Mason, is it Mason? It's Jaden. Jaden is going to race Harvey. And Harvey, we're predicting you're going to finish third, all right? On your marks, the Wendy's base race. Get set and go! Go, Jaden, go! Harvey's on your tail. Oh, umpires getting involved. Those umpires. We like them sometimes. Like after game. Great job, Jaden. Not so great a job, Harvey. You try it again. Thank you to Wendy's for sponsoring the Wendy's base race. Most Tesseract computers provide Wi-Fi at Wilson Group Stadium so you can stay connected. Find the Tesseract 2.0 network.
We were getting married in the most beautiful rural setting. My mom got sick and couldn't be with us for our big day. I was heartbroken. Thankfully, we discovered ExploreNet. They responded right away and connected us to high-speed internet. Our big day was incredible because it felt like Mom was there.
On we go to the top of inning number 3, and still yet to allow a base runner for the HarbourCats on the hill. Dakota Hawkins through 2 innings, so he faces the bottom third now of the Cowlitz order as we start inning number 3. Popped up out of play foul by Sam Ireland on that first pitch, so it's 0-1. Ireland, then Pickard and Stevens to hit for Cowlitz in this inning. Ireland enters play at 228 with 4 runs driven in on the season. Yesterday's game got the start at second base and in the 9 spot took an 0 for 4. High fastball that time that gets all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch missing for 2-1. Now to Ireland. Hawkins still working quickly out there on the hill. He's in a good rhythm with his catcher, Matt Clayton. Pop up to shallow right field. This is going to be Sherrick's ball, and he makes the catch for the first out. Well, the HarbourCats know they're already in the playoffs, but it would be an achievement for them to win the South Division or the North Division crown in the second half once again. And right now, entering play today, they're half a game up with a game in hand that they're playing today to make up that game in hand on the Wenatchee Apple Sox. But what is a bigger concern in terms of the playoff picture between these two teams is on the Cowlitz side, because after this game, the Black Bears head home for a massive 6-game homestand that is probably going to make or break their season. And their next series is going to be the biggest one they play all year, because they will welcome in the division-leading Corvallis Knights, who the Black Bears are chasing in the second half South Division standings. 0-2 pitch here from Hawkins. Strike 3 called, and he made short work of Heath Pickard. Got him looking on 3 pitches for the second out. But just back to Cowlitz coming into today, Cowlitz is 3.5 back of Corvallis in the South, and time is starting to run out on them to gain ground, so that series is going to be a pivotal one for them. They're probably going to have to take at least 2 of 3, or maybe even sweep the series to have a chance to really gain some ground on the Knights. And really, when you look at it, with the number of games remaining, Cowlitz probably needs to win 5 of 6 on that homestand to have a chance at a playoff spot. Now, a win this afternoon would go a long way for Cowlitz to get them some positive momentum on their side before they head home. This one is rolled softly to short. It is thrown to first, a little wide of the bag, but Nogales was able to reach out and make the play at first to end the inning. Well, Dakota Hawkins is through the order one time and is not allowed a base runner. On we go to the bottom of the third. HarbourCats looking to score the first run of the game.
Section 10, and I've got Gary Byer from Tesseract here. Stand up, Gary. Keep the hat on, though. You'll blind everybody. Okay, Gary is here from Tesseract, and you are about to play the waiting game. Now, how it works, you can choose to accept the prize in the mystery envelope now, or you can wait to see if the Cats are winning at the end of the 7th, and you can earn a bigger prize. What's it going to be? Are we going to be winning in the 7th, or what's the deal? Or you have no faith? He says winning in the 7th. Gary has more faith in the HarbourCats than he does in his hairline. Trust me. There we go. Had to show that off. Gary Tesseract, thanks for playing the waiting game. We'll come back to you in the 7th inning. Now batting for the HarbourCats, the left fielder from Yavapai. Number 9, Nick Adams.
Back for the home half of inning number 3 here at Wilson's Group Stadium. Nick Adams will lead it off for the HarbourCats, 8-9-1 in their order. There is a swing and a miss by Adams on that first pitch of the inning. Adams, then Haney, and back to the top for Pacoda, the 3 who will hit for the HarbourCats in this inning. Adams enters play at 229, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs for him on the season. He went around on that swing, and that's a strike, 0-2. Adams yesterday went 2 for 5 at the plate, also in the number 8 spot in the HarbourCats lineup, so he's back in the lineup in the same spot here this afternoon. 0-2, Rutherford ahead, and he got him swinging as he broke the plane on that swing for the first out. Well, just back to wrap that conversation we started in the last inning about the South Division second half race and where Corvallis stands leading the division, and of course Cowlitz with their upcoming series against the Knights at home. Now again, Cowlitz 3.5 back of Corvallis in the South Division second half standings, and they're probably going to need to beat out Corvallis to get in, because right now it's looking like Walla Walla has the best odds of any team in the South to get that second playoff spot, because they have the second best overall record in the division across the whole season, and they are 5.5 games clear of the next best overall record across the full season in the South Division. So if Corvallis, who is in the driver's seat in the second half standings, 3.5 up on both Cowlitz and Portland, but if they were to win the second half division again, then it goes to the second best overall record. And Walla Walla certainly in the driver's seat in that regard. This is going to be run down in shallow center field by Eager. Got a good jump on it. It was dropping quickly off the bat of Haney, just a little flare. But Eager was able to make the catch for the second out. But just to summarize, Walla Walla certainly is the odds-on favorite to take the second playoff spot in the South Division at the moment. Now, of course, that can change, and what Cowlitz will be thinking about when they go home is trying to sweep the Knights and put themselves right back in the mix for the second half South Division crown, where they would control their own destiny if they could sweep that series. There's a swing and a miss by Nate Pagoda. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Rutherford has been pitching well. A lot of it has been made, of course, with the start Hawkins has put forth through the first 3 innings, yet to allow a base runner, but Rutherford has also been very good. 2 2/3, just 1 hit, nothing else. A couple strikeouts as well for him. Pagoda, who struck out in his first at bat, fouls one back on 1 2. Well, Parker Bramlett getting the day off this afternoon, so Pagoda getting a chance in the leadoff spot for the HarbourCats, and he's also a guy the HarbourCats and head coach Todd Haney has a lot of faith in atop the order. Pagoda hitting .308 on the season with a home run and 16 RBIs. Bounced that one foul. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases are empty, 2 gone in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're moving right along here on this Thursday afternoon, and what looks like could become a pretty good pitcher's duel between Rutherford and Hawkins. The 1-2 pitch. That'll miss outside. Good take by Pagoda to even it up 2 2. Chase Mydroth would be next. He's already 1 for 1 if the inning continues here past Pagoda. Wave and a miss. Got him to Chase running to the outer half of the plate, and Pagoda strikes out for the second time. Rutherford threw 3 scoreless for Cowlitz. And on we go to the middle innings. Still no score, and a very well-pitched ball game on both sides so far here at Wilson's Group Stadium.
Richard is going to give it a try today. Richard, good luck. Richard for La Tortilla Mexicana, chance to win a Mexican dinner for 10. La Tortilla Mexicana located at 1205 Quadra. Fantastic stuff. Richard, here you go. Whoa, that's about as close as we've seen all year. Come on, Richard, you can do it. Cheer him on, everybody. Oh, so close. Good job, Richard. La Tortilla Mexicana just walks down from the park at 1205 Quadra. Now, I've got a special guest named Ray Parks here with me, who's going to play the Tim Hortons Coffee Shuffle, but he's got to stand up first. He has to stand up. Ray, you got to look up Tim Hortons Coffee Shuffle. Watch for the donut. It's pretty simple comp. I can comp it. Do that here. Okay, one in the center. Now watch it. Okay, watch it. Tim Hortons Coffee Cup Shuffle. Ray Parks. He's got young eyes. What do you say? Mike says middle to help Ray out. What do you think, everybody? Middle? Middle it is. All right, now, Ray, I got a special thing. You got to give that away. You gave it to Mike. Look at that. Very Canadian. Sorry for doing that. I had to say Canadian sorry for you. Tim Hortons Coffee Cup Shuffle. Ray Parks, one of our great supporters, everybody. Thank you, Ray.
We've reached the middle innings here at Wilson's Group Stadium. Very nice afternoon for baseball on this Thursday. Thank you for tuning in on Shaw Spotlight and Go Live Broadcast. There's a breaking ball from Dakota Hawkins that misses in tight. Top of the order for Cowlitz as we start the top of the 4th, and that means only one thing, which is the fact that Dakota Hawkins is still yet to allow a base runner. That's about to change. It's dumped into center by Sosa with a solid base hit, and so the potential for the perfect game bid and no-no both going by the wayside for Hawkins. Might have been a little broadcaster's curse there a moment ago, so I'll apologize to Dakota for that. But Sosa's aboard at first. He continues to swing a hot bat in this series. Was 2 for 3 yesterday, including a home run. And he has now a 1 for 2 day to start this afternoon. We'll see now if Cowlitz can get some offense going. This one is flown to center. Pagoda drifts over a couple steps to make the catch. and that's the first out.
And back to cut up.
So 1 on and 1 out now for Cowlitz, with Sosa at first. Next up, Colton Eager, the center fielder for the Black Bears.
39, Colton Eager.
One hit apiece now in the ball game on either side.
That's a great
So it's
song.
Sosa with the base hit for Cowlitz, and for Victoria it was Chase Mydroth the first time through their order, the only HarbourCat who could reach base. Ground ball rolled foul, thereby Eager. It's 0-1.
And be sure to check out the merchandise available at the Cat Shop today. Some discounts going there with Ray and Briar and Mikey at the Cat Shop Merchandise Center.
Yeah, Ray.
There's a big swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Now they count on Eager. Now I mentioned in the last inning, Cowlitz in a bit of a dogfight in the South Division to try to make the playoffs here in 2019. They did not make the playoffs last year. It was a bit of a difficult season for them. Now as the throw goes over to first from Hawkins to check on Sosa. Still 0-2 the count on Colton Eager. But if you look at last year, Cowlitz actually got off to a decent start to their season with a 7-5 record out the gate in their first 12 games, but it started to unravel from there because immediately thereafter they started a stretch of games where they lost 12 of their next 14 games. That really put them behind the 8 ball the rest of the way. Of particular concern was their 8-19 record on the road last season, which has again been an issue here in 2019. This one could be 2. Bramlett, check that to first. It was Mydroth, excuse me, not Bramlett, and that is a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. Still looking for some offense here in Victoria.
All right, everybody, it's time to take a look down that left field line again for the tire race with Fast Times Grand Prix. Tire race contestants, they are Luca and Noah, and it's their very first baseball game. They are
0-1 pitch. Chopper on the ground to third. Coming home with it is Ye, stepping on the plate for 1. Down to first, a double play. Fox is set for another 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And he swings away at the first pitch. Shallow left center. This ball will be caught by Playa as he dives to make the catch. And that's the ball game. Smith will bluff, and now he'll come in as the throw is a wild one, and Smith will score. Runner goes, it's chopped up the middle. Stepping on the bag for 1 is Smith. The throw to first is in time. Double play. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out to end the inning. And the 1-2 is hit hard, and it's caught by Po-Jui Wong on the mound. What a play. On to the home half of inning number 4. It's Chase Mydroth for the HarbourCats to lead it off here. Mydroth, Neiman, and Paxton, 2, 3, and 4 in the HarbourCats order as they try to get some offense going against Jacob Rutherford, who has been dialed in to start this ball game this afternoon. There's a good breaking ball at 75 from Rutherford across to Mydroth for a strike. Mydroth, in fact, is the only HarbourCat hitter who has beaten Rutherford so far with that single in his first at-bat. 0-1 pitch. Fastball down low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, just at the tail end of the last inning, as luck would have it, right as I started talking about the Black Bears season last year, the HarbourCats turned a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. So we'll pick up where we left off, and I was just saying that their record on the road last summer was not good, 8-19, with the record away from home, which again has been an issue this year, where the Black Bears so far are 7-16. So they have been better at their home park this season, Story Field, where they are 12-9. And I mentioned the homestand coming up for Cowlitz, the 6-gamer against Corvallis and Yakima. as Mydroth hits one on the ground to third. The long throw from Sosa is in time. Nice play, and that's one out.
Congratulations to Bob Williams, the winner of the double play.
But that 6-game homestand for Cowlitz is going to be pivotal for them. They probably need to win 5 or maybe even all 6 of those games to really put themselves in a good spot to try to make the playoffs. So that's where they stand relative to the rest of the South Division. Again, though, a win today would be big for them. Not only mentally to get some confidence back and some momentum on their side and avoid a sweep, but also beat a good HarbourCats team. And the fact is, not a lot of teams have come here to Victoria and had success against the HarbourCats. There have been a lot of teams who came into town this summer to play the HarbourCats with some momentum on their side, on a little winning streak or a hot stretch of games. And the HarbourCats have sent a lot of teams back home feeling much worse about themselves than how they came to Victoria, whether it was a sweep or a 2 out of 3 series win. There's a long throw, wild to first. Neiman's going to reach base. That'll probably be an infield hit. It was hit to deep short, and Zach Smith kind of had to unload on the throw as fast as he could to have a chance.
From Texas, San Antonio, the third baseman, number 30.
So 1 on and 1 out now for the HarbourCats in the bottom of the 4th inning. That was officially ruled a hit for Neiman. So he is 1 for 2, and here now is Griffin Paxton. Mentioned in Paxton's first at bat right before he lined out hard to first that yesterday he struck out 3 times, but even in spite of that, he still had a good day at the plate, 2 for 5 with a run and an RBI. But Paxton, I'm sure, is looking to get back to doing what he usually does, and that is always put the ball in play and come up with frequent base knocks here and there, because he's been really consistent at the plate all season long. Does not go a lot of at-bats in a row without recording a hit. And again, looking to build off the 2 for 5 day yesterday. The plate, this one's lined to left field for a base knock, and Paxton is 1 for 2. HarbourCats have something doing in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2 on with 1 out.
HarbourCats' second hit of the game is a bin for blast.
So Neiman hit a ball hard to shortstop and reached on the wild throw to first. Call it an infield hit. And then Paxton with a solid line drive base hit to left field. And next up is Emilio Nogales, who, like Paxton, he hit a ball hard in his first at bat, but lined out to the shortstop, Zach Smith. So Nogales looking to do the same here, but just hit it where a Cowlitz Black Bear fielder isn't. Off-speed pitch at 77, misses just off the plate, maybe a little high as well to Nogales. 1 ball, no strikes. Neiman at second, Paxton at first. HarbourCats with their second and third hits in the ball game in this inning, looking to open the scoring here in the 4th. This one is flown in the air to left field. It's going to be caught in left by Beckstead, and that is the second out. I know Nogales does have that type of power. He's taken on the opposite field part of the yard, and can actually recall a handful of times where he's had an extra base hit to the gap in left center field. This time, though, he just got a little underneath it, and it hung up there nicely in left for Beckstead. So it's going to be up to Matt Clayton now, 2 on, 2 out. They'll need a base hit from him to get anything in this inning, as Neiman has a decent lead off of second. Paxton, not being held on at first, also has a good lead. There's a breaking ball over for strike 1
David Stinson, winner
to Matt Clayton.
Go to the info base booth for your prize.
In the dirt, well blocked there by Pickard, and it's 1-1. Even count here to Matt Clayton. The 1-1 pitch coming up from Rutherford. Swung on and fouled back. It's now 1-2. So for Clayton, it'll now need to be a 2-out, 2-strike base hit to try to get the HarbourCats' first run of the game across. If Clayton is able to reach base in this bottom of the 4th inning, it would be Kyle Sherrick to hit next. Rutherford looks into his catcher Pickard for the signs. Now peek back to Neiman at second, and he's set for the 1-2. Good 2-strike swing that time as he reached out to push it foul and stay alive. It's still 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch coming up here from Rutherford, trying to get through 4 scoreless innings for Cowlitz. Fastball close at 85, but it missed down low. Good take by Clayton, 2-2. Certainly is one thing that is a strength of Matt Clayton at the plate. Good eye up there. He's going to take his walks, and he's not going to offer at pitches that are outside the zone. Even if he's not been hitting a ton lately, he still works the count very well, and he will take his walks. It's now 2-2. Bouncing ball towards short. Smith goes the short way to second for the out, and that will get Rutherford out of trouble here in the 4th. On we go to inning number 5. Still remains a scoreless ball game between the HarbourCats and the Black Bears.
Shuffle, I think. Guess what? I picked you today. You get to do this. You're gonna stand up with me and watch this. We're gonna do BC Transit Shuffle for a chance to win some BC Transit tickets. Watch for the little guy to come on out to the side and jump in. Watch for that bus and see if you can pick it up. Very much like the Tim Hortons bus. You're watching. Here we go. I'm trying to do it with you. Which one? I got the one on the left too. I'm with you.
So how's sales going?
Sales have been good. No, we're having a really good night. It's nice to finally have some warm weather. Teams playing really well, so it's nice to see everyone coming out to the ballpark and enjoying the atmosphere, and the merchandise this year seems to be quite popular with everyone. So really, it's win-win for everyone here.
Gotta love it. Another day at the park.
Another day at the ballpark. The more HarbourCat gear we see in the stands, the better. We get a lot of compliments from people. We get a lot of people that are coming to the store asking where such and such item is because they see someone wearing it. I love seeing it in the community. I'm starting to see it around more and more, and people are starting to share it on social media. We've got a new sale on right now that's been quite popular. Any items that are purchased $60 or more, we're offering a complimentary general admission ticket to a future game. That does include our fireworks games as well. We also just got in our team game hats. These are the 2 hats that the team is wearing on the field this year. Our website, www.harbourcats.com. You can click on the link for the cat shop. Any of the merchandise that we have at the ballpark is now on the store website as well. And we do have a U.S. link as well. We don't have as many items for sale with the U.S. link, but there are customers or fans from south of the border, any parents, if they're looking to pick up some HarbourCats.
We play on to inning number 5, and still in search of the first run in the ball game as Josh Marchese goes after the first pitch and lines it foul down the left field line. No balls in the strike. This is the middle third of the order for the Black Bears with Marchese, Beckstead, and then Smith to hit. Lined right to short and reined in by Mydroth. That'll be out number 1. Marchese down for the second time this afternoon. That one, though, a bit of tough luck. It wasn't the hardest of liners, but it was perfectly placed at Chase Mydroth at short. So that'll bring in the left fielder, Seth Beckstead, who is 0 for 1. Ball and no strikes to him. Hawkins fires ball 2. 2-0 now. downstairs below the knees. 3 balls, no strikes. So a rare occurrence of Hawkins falling behind here. He's been doing a nice job throwing strikes early in the count. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike, and it's now 3-1. Bases empty, 1 out. Top of inning number 5. 1 hit on the board so far for Cowlitz. This one is skied to left center field. It's going to be taken care of by Pacoda in left center. And there's 2 down. Well, it's been a very calm, cool performance from Dakota Hawkins on the mound so far. He's just seemed very comfortable on the hill. He's been in a great rhythm with his catcher, Matt Clayton. And he's just really settled in out there, working quickly, trusting in what Clayton's putting down for the signs. And he's getting a lot of outs. Now, to be fair, so too is Jacob Rutherford on the Black Bears side. He has been very good through 4 innings. Downstairs that time, 2 balls, no strikes on Zach Smith, the shortstop. 2-0. There's a strike catching the outside corner. It's now 2-1. Hawkins also does not have a very high pitch count. Through now 4 2/3. That last pitch he threw was number 55 in the ball game. Missing for 3 balls and a strike. Bases empty, 2 down. Good hitters count now for Smith, who homered in the ball game 2 nights ago, and he takes a walk this time from Hawkins. That is the first walk Hawkins has allowed. So just 1 hit and 1 walk allowed by Dakota Hawkins so far through 4 2/3 innings, along with 2 strikeouts. Trying to work around that 2-out walk a moment ago to Smith, as he will now face Sam Ireland, the second baseman. Hawkins a peek over his shoulder at the runner at first, and the runner goes. Pitch is a strike, throw down a little high from Matt Clayton, and safe at second is Smith. So he's in scoring position now for the first time in this game. Cowlitz is threatening to score a run. Ireland at the plate. The pitch was a strike to him, so it's 0-1.
Yeah.
Bouncing ball up the middle, charging it. Mydroth, the glove, the throw to first in time, and that is the inning. Another strong frame for Dakota Hawkins. He's through 5 scoreless, and the HarbourCats looking for the game's first run in the bottom of the 5th.
Tom, welcome here. Great to see you, buddy. This is a Moxie's Minute. You get yourself a Moxie's pitch today, so I get to ask you some dumb questions. How's that sound? All right. Really easy. So you and I and some other people got together and said, why don't we try to put a zip line in here that would show some fun and different things you can do at the ballpark? How's it been for you guys?
It's been really awesome to share with everybody at the ballpark.
And this is a big part of helping, people at your facility in JDF know that we're here, and letting people here know that you're out there at the home as well. And we can promote and do different things so everybody knows we have fun here. You guys have a lot of fun out there, and you're well playing in Colorado.
When we do this, it's great. It's great to be involved in everything part of our community recording. It's actually real honor.
Now, do you have a New York driver's license yet? I know you've been spending a lot of time up there. You guys just, we've opened a bunch of
I see a few people up there.
Niagara Falls, recently, and now New York.
Yeah, we just opened up in New York City. We took our side in New York City, and it's taking the gas.
Yo, dude, how's the knee? My shoulders are screwed up now. I hurt my shoulder in the home run derby.
Really? What did you
hit? Just a swing, and it tweaked it something. So like a pinched nerve? I don't know yet. I go back to school Sunday, so I'm gonna get an MRI down there. But hopefully nothing too bad. You rock. You rock.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
Nick, he's going to off-speed you to death.
New pitcher for Cowlitz, number 14, Alex Green.
Glove looks like a switch pitcher.
No matter for the HarbourCats.
number 54 from Seattle University, right fielder Kyle Sherrick.
We are halfway home here at Wilson's Group Stadium on this Thursday afternoon, a fast-moving ball game to this point, just about 2 p.m. local time. We started just shortly after 1, and we're already halfway through the game. But hey, no complaints here as Kyle Sherrick grounds one to second base, and Ireland throws it to first for the first out. We have a new pitcher also on the hill for this 5th inning for Cowlitz. It is the left-hander from Longview, Washington, and Lower Columbia College, Alex Brady, who is 0-1 with a 3.00 ERA in 5 appearances out of the bullpen. He has allowed 5 hits and 5 walks in 9 innings, along with 7 strikeouts. So Sherrick retired, and I mentioned the quick-moving ball game to this point. HarbourCats, of course, with all the big offensive numbers they've put up really all season long, we have had a lot of long games, and those are fun too, but it is kind of nice now and again to have a quick-moving ball game. This one, though, I think this game could use a run, perhaps, on either side to kind of get maybe both teams going offensively or open the floodgates, perhaps. HarbourCats now are into the bullpen of the Black Bears. I mentioned in the open about Jacob Rutherford the fact that he had not thrown more than 4 innings in an appearance this summer. And that is right along with what he threw here this afternoon. 4 strong innings for him. He went and allowed just 3 hits, no walks, and struck out 3. 2-2 count. The pitch is strike 3 called, and Nick Adams down looking for the second out. So by the looks of it, Brady is picking up right where Rutherford left off in terms of making short work of this HarbourCats lineup. On the flip side, Dakota Hawkins has also made fairly quick work of the Cowlitz Black Bears through 5 innings. Here's a fastball across for strike 1 to Tanner Haney, nothing in 1 count. Haney 0 for 1 so far as he awaits the nothing in 1 pitch from Alex Brady. Breaking ball tried to come back to that outside corner, but it just missed, and it's 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. So Brady, 1 good pitch away from a very quick inning. He's used just 9 pitches so far, and here is pitch number 10 on the way to Tanner Haney. The 1-2. Started to go, but held up on the swing. Good take. It's 2-2. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases clear in the bottom of the 5th. And the pitch from Brady is popped up by Haney on the infield. This is going to be Ireland over to it to make the catch, and that is the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the HarbourCats in the 5th. And on we go to inning number 6, still looking for a run in the ball game on Go Live Broadcast and Shaw Spotlight.
Go Restaurant and Lounge, one of my favorite places in Victoria, and it's not yours, you haven't tried it. The Kiss Cam, yeah, it's a little hard to see in the daytime up there, but keep an eye out and see if you're one of the people that should be kissing right now. Kelly and Ray should be kissing.
Does this count?
There we go. We don't find anybody else, you guys are the winners. There we go. A bit of a forceful one going on there. Any more kissing going on with the Glow Kiss Cam? Is it just too early in the day for you all to kiss, or what's the deal? Is this Anti-Kiss Day? International Anti-Kiss Day? What's going on? Oh, we got another one. You know what? Ray and Kelly, you're our winners of the Kiss Cam today. Oh, there we go. I'm not allowed to win, though. There we go. Thank you to Goal Restaurant for the Kiss Cam. We do that every game and have a lot of fun doing it. Congratulations, Ray and Kelly.
That was horrible. There's no one there.
No, the kick. batter, number 20, the catcher, Keith Pickard.
We're already in inning number 6, and it feels like this game has just whizzed by so far, and it certainly has, as Dakota Hawkins goes back to work here for the top half of inning number 6. Just 1 hit allowed through 5 innings, and he'll look to keep that going here into the 6th inning. We talked about his last start, which came here at home on July the 20th, where he went 6 scoreless and allowed just 3 hits, but he's currently doing better than that, which was hard to improve upon that last start, but he has so far. Trying to keep it going here in inning number 6, 1-1 count. The pitch is a foul little tapper in behind home plate off the bat of Heath Pickard, 1-2. Well, the HarbourCats have certainly been very impressed with Hawkins since he moved to the starting rotation, especially considering the fact that he did not start this past season at Lower Columbia College. He made 10 appearances all out of the bullpen and had a 4.57 ERA and 1.48 WHIP with the 32 strikeouts in 21 2/3 innings of work, but he has been very effective as a starter this summer here in Victoria. Brought a 2.77 ERA into this afternoon's ball game, and barring an onslaught of runs here in this 6th inning, he's going to improve on that. This one is into right for a leadoff base hit for Pickard. That was much needed for him. He's kind of been mired in a bit of a slump at the plate, coming into today's ball game at 183. He's now 1 for 2. So Pickard at first to lead off this top of the 6th inning. And finally, Cowlitz has a leadoff base runner to try to work with here. Next up is the DH Ellis Stevens, who is going to step in, trying to put forth another good at-bat for Cowlitz and turn the order over with a pair of base runners. As Andreas Sosa will hit next, we know how dangerous he is. There was a first pitch strike from Hawkins to Stevens, 0-1. Pickard leads off of first, not a big lead. Showing bunt, Stevens puts it down foul. And it's 0-2, so probably won't be bunting again here on this next pitch. Well, Hawkins with the low pitch count as well into this 6th inning. It might be possible if he can get through a quick 6th frame here. May even be possible for him to come back out for the 7th. He is approaching the 70 pitch mark. Little pop up into foul ground. Nogales gives it a look. He makes the catch, and there's 1 out. So a nice bounce back for Hawkins after that leadoff single to get a routine pop out into foul territory. And so there's 1 on and 1 out now for Andreas Sosa to step in. Of course, when he does come to the plate, you always have to be wary of the home run swing that he has. Already hit 2 in the series. Hit a ball hard to center field in his first at-bat, but did not leave the yard. And then in his last at-bat, came up with a base hit. Breaking ball misses down low below the knees for a ball and no strikes. Hawkins peek over his shoulder at first. The 1-0 pitch, missing outside. A little slider that time that missed away, running to the outer half of the plate on Sosa, the right-handed hitter. So Hawkins, so far at least, being careful with Sosa at the plate, not leaving anything over the plate for him to hit. We do not expect Pickard at first to be running as a catcher, and he has a very small lead. Big swing, but a foul tip to the backstop. It's 2-1. It's the type of swing that we've been accustomed to seeing from Sosa, where he really lets it all loose. But to be fair to him, when he connects, the ball goes a long way. Both of his home runs were long home runs. 2-1 pitch is popped up, got underneath it, out to right field. Sherrick comes in from right to make the catch, and that'll be out number 2. So Sosa is retired, and next up is going to be Brian Cromwell, the right fielder for Cowlitz.
A lot of merchandise moving, other merchandise today on the concourse. Now batting right fielder number 2, Brian Cromwell.
I want to go back next year and see if he was surprised.
There's a swing and a miss. Well-located fastball from Hawkins on the inside half of the plate. Might have actually just buried that one in tight and tied up Cromwell, who could not make contact for 0-1. Runner at first, still Pickard with 2 away now in the inning. Top of the 6th. Hawkins looking for his 6th straight scoreless frame. There is a snap throw down by Matt Clayton to the bag at first, but diving back in safely, Pickard. Count is even here, ball and a strike to Cromwell. Hawkins sets at the letters, the pitch. Good breaking ball, strike 2. Looked like Cromwell was looking for something else. So he gave up on that curveball almost right out of the hand of Hawkins, but it just dropped nicely into the zone. So Hawkins ahead here, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out in the top of the 6th. In the dirt, this time a good take by Cromwell on that breaking pitch to even it up 2-2. Even count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the fastball down and away for a full count, 3-2. So Hawkins has been made to work a little bit more in this inning. Pickard at first will be off on the pitch here with a 3-2 count and 2 out. Foul tip to the screen. It remains 3-2. Another payoff pitch from Hawkins. Lined into left field. This is going to get down in front of Nick Adams for a base hit. There is now a right-hander starting to warm up, so Hawkins with the pitch count kind of moving up in this inning.
Two down there, here we go.
Probably will be his last inning, but he is still trying to get that final out here of the top of the 6th to get through 6 very good scoreless innings. He's allowed just 2 hits. And it would also give him a quality start as well if he can get that one more out. But it was a nice at bat a moment ago by Cromwell with a full count, fouled off some tough pitches and then lined it into left. So it's Cromwell at first. And at second base is Pickard, swinging a foul back there by Colton Eager, the center fielder. No balls and a strike. Eager in today's ball game 0 for 2. He came in hitting .273 on the season. Hawkins ahead of him here. 1 ball, no strikes. Check that, no balls and 1 strike, I should say. The count, and he misses downstairs. It's now even for 1-1.
Hey.
No movement currently in the bullpen for Cowlitz, so we will expect Alex Brady, who came in for his first inning of relief in the last inning, to come back out for the bottom of the 6th. This one is out towards the gap in left center field. Long run for Pacoda. He's not going to get it. It's down for extra bases. Around third to score is Pickard. Now around third, the relay home is a little high, and scoring all the way from first is Brian Cromwell. A 2-run double for Colton Eager makes it 2-0 Cowlitz.
Germany down here in the front row of section 10. Stand up and wave. It's his second ever ball game. The first one was at Shea
So the
Stadium.
Black Bears in the lead here in the top of the 6th inning, and that's the big hit that they were looking for to break the ice here all the way in the 6th. Nothing on either side, but finally we have some runs, and it's on the Cowlitz side of the scoreboard. And the inning's still not over yet. Josh Marchese stepping in, and he takes one in tight from Hawkins. Might just be starting to run out of gas. Hawkins has been spectacular through 5 innings. Just started to get away from him in the 6th, but not before he recorded 2 outs. just trying to get that one final out to get through the 6th inning and keep the HarbourCats right in the game. This one is sent in the air out to right field. Not having to move very far, Kyle Sherrick reaches up and puts it away to end the inning. But it is a 2-run double for Colton Eager that puts Cowlitz ahead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Welcome, everybody.
Here we go.
There are 8 million kids in
Runs.
Canada.
Yeah. Go. Walk in.
By the time we finish this sentence, 6 of us will be cyberbullied. That's enough amount. 1 million.
Fresh meat.
Elliot. I'm not okay with that.
2-2 pitch is hit well down the left field line. Going back, looking up, and it is gone. And the pitch. This one grounded up the middle, could be 2. There's the flip to second for 1. Haiti to first, double play. And Fox is set for another 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. And those double play balls as well have helped him out. This one is caught on a dive. No, it's knocked down. The throw to first in time. Wagon Seller with a high fly ball. Deep left center field, and it is gone! And he's 5th in the league in RBIs as he grounds one to third, charging it with the bare hand spawn. The throw is in time! And the 1-2 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, here's a ball hit well in the air deep to left field, and this ball is gone! 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. And the 2-2. Strike 3 called. He got him. Here's a ball hit hard towards the hole. Diving stop made by Bigford. He gets to his feet, and that's the inning. And Lewis is running right away for second, and he is safe as the ball tips off him. And he'll now head on for third, and he's coming home. Here's Lewis for the plate, and he is safe. That if they work hard, they can still have a chance to make it in the West Coast League. There's a flip on to second, and that's the ball game. Eccles gets the ground ball to short, and that'll end it tonight. A big 15-5 Victoria. Playa trying to drive him in as he sends a high fly ball deep left center. Over to it, looking up at the wall, and gone! And Ortega sets for the first pitch, which is hit on the ground to short. Chance for 2. Smith to second for 1, on to first, and that's a double play. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out to end the inning. And here's the payoff pitch from Ritter. Strike 3 called. Another 0-2. Line softly to left field. Coming in on it is Peja. He dives and makes the catch.
Dakota.
HarbourCats trailing as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's been a good pitcher's duel to this point, but it was some offense in that top of the 6th inning from the Cowlitz Black Bears. A 2-run double by Colton Eager to make it 2-0 Cowlitz. So it's 1 ball and no strikes now on Nate Pacotas. That one got all the way to the backstop. New pitcher on the hill for Cowlitz in this inning, James Sashin. Big right-hander standing at 6'5", 235 pounds from the University of San Diego. On the West Coast League season, he is 1-2 with a 7.52 ERA in 9 appearances and 2 starts for Cowlitz. 2 balls, no strikes now on Nate Pacoda. This is the top of the order for the HarbourCats, so a good spot in the order for them to try to get some runs on the board. That one came in tight, almost hit Pacoda. It's 3-0. Sometimes all you need to get the offense flowing in a pitcher's duel such as this is for one side to score a couple runs, and now maybe the HarbourCats can try to respond. Pacoda takes a strike. It is now 3-1. We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-0 Black Bears over the HarbourCats. 3-1 pitch to Pacoda is driven deep down the left field line. This ball is gone. It was hooking towards that left field corner, but it just stayed fair. A bullet over the fence by Nate Pacoda. Home run number 2 on the season. And he has cut the deficit to 2-1. And Pacoda brings the fans to their feet here at Wilsons Group Stadium with that line drive home run that left the yard in a hurry. And a great way to lead off the inning and get Victoria on the board. Now they'll try to tie up the game or perhaps even take the lead here in this bottom of the 6th. Here is Chase Mydroth for the HarbourCats, the number 2 hitter and shortstop in their order. Mydroth is 1 for 2, takes a high fastball at 88, missing for 1 ball and no strikes.
If it's my wife, I'm not here.
There is a strike to Mydroth to even it up, 1-1. Well, the Black Bears, they don't have a super long list of alumni that have gone on to make it to the big leagues. They do, however, have one name in particular who is in the midst of an outstanding big league campaign at the moment. Mydroth took one in tight that time for 2-1. But that one name, of course, is Shane Bieber, a starting pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, who is currently working on a season where he's 10-3 with a 3.44 ERA and 0.99 WHIP in 21 starts for the Tribe this summer. Bieber, of course, was also front and center in the Midsummer Classic, which was hosted by Cleveland, where he won All-Star Game MVP for the American League after tossing a perfect inning and striking out the side. So it was a memorable All-Star experience for him. He's still only 24 years old, and he's already been named an All-Star in just his 2nd big league season. So Bieber is certainly a player that the Cowlitz organization is very proud of, doing well in the big leagues. Here it's Chase Mydroth striking out. That is the first out of the inning, and a good bounce back by Sashin after serving up that home run ball. Now just back to Bieber quickly. As you would expect, he was also very good in the West Coast League back when he played for Cowlitz in 2014. He had a 1.44 ERA in 6 starts for the Black Bears that year, en route to being named a West Coast League All-Star and also to the first team that summer in the West Coast League. So Bieber also, by the way, was one of 2 former Black Bears who made opening day MLB rosters at the start of this season. The other was Taylor Williams, a pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. And Cowlitz also had 7 former players drafted this past June in the 2019 MLB draft. So perhaps the Black Bears can get another couple major leaguers, 1 or 2 from that group. There's a swing and a miss by Frankie Neiman. Throw will go down to first to complete the strikeout. So back-to-back punch-outs for James Sashin after Pacoda took him deep. And it remains 2-1 Cowlitz here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's now 2 away with the bases clear for Griffin Paxton.
The third baseman, number 33, Griffin Paxton.
Paxton takes a strike. Good-looking curveball that time at 76 from Sashin. Nothing in 1 count. HarbourCats have halved the deficit, but they still need 1 more run to level the score. Paxton hard hit to second. It's gloved there by Ireland on 1 hop, and he throws it to first to get Paxton to end the inning. So Pacoda gets the HarbourCats on the board with the solo home run, and it's 2-1 Cowlitz as we head to the 7th.
So if you want to get a new t-shirt out with the HarbourCats, Ray is trying to get that done. You've been sitting around doing nothing all game, so he wants to change that.
Todd, do you want a t-shirt or a hat?
Bubble balls, Good Life Fitness. The Good Life Fitness bubble balls. We have Michelle and Alex. Michelle and Alex are our 2 contestants. The Good Life Fitness bubble balls. Everybody loves this one. Harvey's out there to watch it. On your mark, get set, and go. That wasn't too predictable, was it? We should rename this Harvey's Revenge. Harvey loses the base race with Wendy's earlier in the game, and then, sometimes gets knocked over a little bit himself in the Good Life Fitness bubble balls. I think Alex is just mean. Keeps knocking over Michelle. Thank you for taking part in the Good Life Fitness Bubble Ball today. Always fun to see that. Hey, we want to thank the commissionaires for providing security for your HarbourCats at our games here. The commissionaires are trusted every day, everywhere, safeguarding communities. Thank you to the commissionaires. Now pitching for the HarbourCats, from Illinois State, Derek Salata. Left field number 24, Seth Dexter.
We go to inning number 7. Derek Salata on the hill for the HarbourCats to try to keep it at a 1-run deficit after Nate Pacota's solo home run in the last half inning. As always, we thank you for sending in your tweets once again. Use the hashtag HarbourCats on the rest of this broadcast and every HarbourCats broadcast, and your tweet could be featured. There's a diving stop by Paxton. The throw got him at first. And Beckstead is retired. Great play at the hot corner by Griffin Paxton, and there's one out. Well, Salata stands at 6'3", 210 pounds from Illinois State University. He has been excellent on the season out of the pen for Victoria. 2-0 with a 2.16 ERA in 11 appearances and 16 2/3 total innings. He has struck out 20 batters and has allowed 20 hits and 5 walks. Salata also is working on a pretty good streak of 6 straight appearances without allowing an earned run. 1-0 pitch, shot foul there by Zach Smith. It's 1-1. Beckstead, Smith, and Ireland, the 3 who will hit in this top of the 7th inning for Cowlitz. 5, 6, and 7 in their order. They're still trying to add to this 1-run lead. There's a good breaking ball, strike 2, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Smith. Smith drew a walk in his last at bat. He is 0 for 1. 1-2. Strike 3 called. Got him looking, and that's out number 2.
Second base number 4, Sam Ireland.
Well, there is now 4 hits on either side of the hit column. HarbourCats, though, trail where it matters, 2-1 in the run column. And they'll be looking to try to even up the score line, or perhaps take the lead in the top, or make that the bottom of the 7th inning. Here now for Cowlitz, Sam Ireland, the second baseman, and he takes one outside for 1 ball and no strikes from Salata. Ireland 0 for 2 on the ball game. It's been a tough series for him. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. Bouncing ball towards Paxton at third. Another chance for him as he flips it across to first to end the inning. 1, 2, 3. Go the Black Bears in a nice frame for Derek Salata. It's time to stretch at Wilson's Group Stadium. HarbourCats trail by a run.
Everyone stretch your legs. It's time for the BC Transit 7th inning stretch. And join in singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's me rooting for the HarbourCats. If they don't win, it's a shame, 'cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out in the old ball game.
Hey, keep on dancing. We have some birthdays to celebrate today. We want to congratulate Richard, who was in our La Tortilla throw, 55 Richard. And how about this one? Ralph is here and he's celebrating his 80th birthday. Must not have been an umpire. Happy birthday. Section 8, you want to make some noise because I think Mikola's heading there with some cookies from the cookie guy. Mikola's got those warm, soft, delicious cookie guy cookies. Now batting for the HarbourCats, the Fuel Supplement Power Batter, number 35, first baseman, Emilio Nogales.
To the home half of inning number 7, HarbourCats trail 2-1. Emilio Nogales goes after the first pitch and rolls it to short. Smith will throw him out, and that is 1 out on 1 pitch to start the bottom of the 7th for James Sashin. After giving up that home run ball to Nate Pacoda, he really settled in nicely in the last inning. Sashin, the freshman out of University of San Diego,
From Nevada, number 34, Matt.
Struck out a pair of HarbourCats in that last inning after he gave up the home run ball, and he's now trying to hold the 1-run lead. Looks like, again, he has started to settle in here as he faces Matt Clayton, the HarbourCats catcher.
Thank you very much.
Big breaking ball misses up high to Clayton. 1 ball, no strikes. Clayton is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Next up after him will be Kyle Sherrick. There's a strike on Clayton. It's 1-1 now, an even count. Sashin looks in for the signs. He's now set. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball drops in for strike 2. Well, it looked like the HarbourCats might have a chance for a bigger inning after Nate Pacoda homered to lead off the frame. But Sashin, again, he did a nice job to settle down. And he retired the next 3 men he faced in a dangerous part of the HarbourCats order as well. That is strike 3 called as Clayton is down looking for the second out. So here is Sherrick now for Victoria. Sherrick is 0 for 2. But it's just a 1-run game, very well-pitched game on both sides. So the HarbourCats are staying in the game. They got a 1-2-3 frame from Derek Salata out of the bullpen in the top half of this inning. There is a nice curveball dropping in to Sherrick for a first pitch strike. There is now a right-hander warming up for Cowlitz in their bullpen. Softly hit past the mound, and it's going to be kicked by Ireland at second, which will allow Sherrick to reach base. Ireland was ranging to his right to try to glove that one and then throw it to first. He knew he had to hurry, and I think that might have been a factor that played in his mind, knowing that Sherrick is a fast runner. That is officially ruled an error on Ireland, and I think that's a good call. So Sherrick aboard at first. We'll see now if they try to put him in motion to get him into scoring position with 2 outs. Sherrick not going on the first pitch. There's a strike to Nick Adams. Adams starting in left field again here this afternoon. He has struck out in both of his first 2 at-bats, so trying to get it going at the plate here in his 3rd at-bat. 0-1 pitch. Adams with a swing and a little pop-up into foul ground. Sherrick was running on that last one, but he's going to have to go back to first. It's now 0-2 on Adams. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Sashin delivers the pitch, and it's a swing and a miss in the dirt. Tag is going to be applied on Adams, and that's the inning. So another nice frame for Sashin. It remains 2-1 Cowlitz as we head on to the 8th.
15-year anniversary celebrating with us here today at Wilson's Group Stadium. It's now time for the Flying Squirrel Dizzy Bat Race. And I don't know, in our today, I think we're going to have Chloe and Andreas from our staff do it. Why not, right? They've gone people into doing it all season long. Their turn to do it. Chloe and Andreas, ready, go. Faster, Chloe. Flying Squirrel. 30 minutes, free jump time. Flying Squirrel into our halfway park. Flying Squirrel located on Viewfield Road in the Swineville. Flying Squirrel is the world's hardest indoor trampoline. Almost there! Those guys are going way too slow. Cheer them on, so they'll do it faster. Let's go, Andreas. Head on the bat, Andreas. Come on, Chloe, head on the bat. Just like you tell everybody else to do. Chloe and Andreas, two of our stoppers. Come on, you slow folks, let's go.
Okay, go.
And ready to go, here we go.
Easy boy.
There are no winners, there are only losers. Congratulations.
Todd, did you see me do this?
And time for the waiting game, and guess what? We're not winning again at 7. Gary Meyer, where are you? That means you win nothing. Sorry, you lose in the waiting game.
I'm going to
Thanks for playing the waiting game, Gary.
Good try. Good game. Oh, yeah, you got that.
The batter is the K batter. Captain number 20, Keith Pickard.
We go to inning number 8, and the HarbourCats still trailing by a run. Back on the mound, Derek Salata, for his second inning of relief, was able to work through a fairly quickly 1-2-3 top of the 7th. He needed just 8 pitches to get those 3 outs. There's a wave and a miss by Pickard, 1-1. 8-9-1 in the order for Cowlitz in this frame. Pickard, Stevens, and then Sosa, the 3 who will hit. Cowlitz does have the lead, but certainly would be to their benefit if they could get some add-on runs, knowing how hot the HarbourCats bats can become in just a short time. They can really heat up in any given inning and score a lot of runs, so the 1-run lead is a difficult one to hold up in these last couple innings. 2-2, the count here with Pickard at the plate. Breaking ball misses downstairs for a 3-2 count. So for the first time since Salata entered the game, he's been made to work here by Pickard at the plate. Pickard is 1 for 2 in the ball game, and he awaits the 3-2 offering from Salata. That misses downstairs for a leadoff walk. So a nice at bat. Pickard will trot down to first with his walk. And so it is a leadoff base runner for Cowlitz. Now coming up after this, with the HarbourCats rest of their regular season schedule, calendar of course is now flipped to August, and that officially means the playoffs are right around the corner. Regular season still winding down as a bunt is put down by Stevens. Salata throws it to first to get him, but it is a sacrifice there for Ellis Stevens as he gets Heath Pickard into scoring position at second. So next up for the HarbourCats, they will continue this stretch of 12 games in 13 days to conclude the regular season, and they'll head out on their last road trip of the season, a 6-game trip to Bellingham and Port Angeles. Now the good news for the HarbourCats travel-wise is that they've got all the long bus rides out of the way, at least until the playoffs start, but Bellingham and Port Angeles are the 2 closest opponents to Victoria geographically. Just a short ferry ride to each one. With the trip to Bellingham, they'll take the ferry over to Tsawwassen, just outside Vancouver, and then a little over an hour with the drive to Bellingham, depending on how long the wait at the border is. Now going to Port Angeles, it's even shorter, as this one is hit on the ground to short. Mydroth goes to third, and he got the lead runner, Pickard. heads-up play by Chase Mydroth to get the fielder's choice, and there's 2 out. And that takes a runner out of scoring position as well. That's just an excellent heads-up play, quick thinking by Mydroth. And he knew that he had time to get that runner going towards third. Otherwise, he would have been safest to go to first base with it. But he knew if he gave Griffin Paxton a good throw that he was going to beat the runner there by plenty, and he did. Runner is picked off here. Salata to second. And they got him. Hold on. He's staying put at second base. The tag was applied, but are they saying that was a balk? That might be the call. Todd Haney doesn't like it. He's out to argue with the first base umpire, Scott Eckard, because they clearly had him picked off. But I guess the call was Salata balked before going to second. So safe at second and back into scoring position now for the Black Bears.
He had time to make up the old flinch, the front leg. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
So it would be a big insurance run if they could get that run home. At the plate, it's Brian Cromwell, Sosa out there at second. 0-0 pitch downstairs for a ball and no strikes. But just back to recap and finish that point on the road trip for the HarbourCats. Going to Port Angeles, all they have to do is take the Coho ferry from the Victoria Harbor right into downtown Port Angeles, and the ballpark for the lefties is just a couple of minutes away from there. So it'll be nice for the HarbourCats to enjoy some relatively shorter trips to conclude their road schedule in the regular season. This is into center field for a base hit. Cromwell comes through. Into score is Sosa, and that's a big insurance run for Cowlitz. It's 3-1. Well, Cromwell hit that 3-run shot yesterday to tie the game at 4 for Cowlitz, and he delivers another big hit here. And I mentioned the fact that a 1-run lead against the HarbourCats is a very dangerous position to be in. But a 2-run lead, still, of course, Victoria right in the game, but it is a much nicer cushion to have, that 1-run cushion. There are 2 outs here in the bottom, make that the top of the 8th inning. There's a strike over to Colton Eager. 0-1 with Cromwell now at first. Cowlitz scored 2 runs on a double in the top of the 6th, and they've added a third here in the top of the 8th. HarbourCats responded in the bottom of the 6th with a Nate Pacoda solo home run. And that's all the offense we've had so far this afternoon. 3-1, the scoreline in favor of the Black Bears, as they try to avoid the sweep and salvage a game here in Victoria in this 3-game midweek series. Count is even here, 1-1 to Colton Eager. The pitch from Salata is a breaking ball, catching the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-2. Salata looks in for the signs from Clayton. Now a peek over his shoulder at Cromwell at first. And the 1-2. Swinging a foul back to the screen. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. Salata looking for one more good pitch to get the HarbourCats to the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing by 2 runs. Well, they'll try to go back to work offensively and narrow the deficit or tie the game. 1-2 is hit in the air to right field. It's going to hang up, though, for Sherrick, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So the Black Bears do get a big insurance run, and they have a 3-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
We were getting married in the most beautiful rural setting. My mom got sick and couldn't be with us for our big day. I was heartbroken. Thankfully, we discovered ExploreNet. They responded right away and connected us to high-speed internet. Our big day was incredible because it felt like Mom was there.
ExploreNet. Connect to what matters.
This is so good.
Let me show you why. Our growers, they select the beans, not as easy as it seems. This one's perfect, that one too. So many great beans to brew. Premium Arabica. Ship them off to Canada. Arrive at our roastery. Sorting, roasting every bean. Taste test each cup. Coffee masters give thumbs up. Handcraft fresh brew. Spreading joy is what we do. From bean to cup, that is how we brew it up.
Cool. How are you making donuts?
We go to the bottom of inning number 8 and just 6 more outs remaining for the HarbourCats to try to overcome this 2-run deficit. And they'll start at the bottom of their order with Tanner Haney, the number 9 hitter, at the plate before it goes back up to the top for Nate Pacoda. Haney took a strike, 0-1. This is still James Sashin out there, the big right-hander. And he's worked through 2 solid innings in relief for Cowlitz, trying to hold the lead, keep the HarbourCats with just the 1 run on the board. There is, though, a right-hander up throwing for Cowlitz in the bullpen, so if Sashin does run into any trouble, they do have some security down there. There's a high fastball at 89 that's not close to the strike zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Haney. The 1-2 pitch. Haney with a grounder foul over towards his dad, Todd, at third base. Remains a 1-2 count. Haney, then Pacoda, and Mydroth, the 3 who will hit in this inning. HarbourCats and the fans coming alive here in this bottom of the 8th, trying to get the team going and spark a little offensive rally here. It's still 1-2. Strike 3 called on the outer half of the plate. And I don't think Tanner Haney was in love with that call, but it was close enough to be called a strike, and there's 1 out.
From Cameron University, center fielder number 3, Nate Pacoda.
So 1 away, base is clear. This is Nate Pacoda now for Victoria. Remember what Pacoda did in his last at bat. Line drive home run that just stayed fair down the left field line. And that's all the offense the HarbourCats have this afternoon. The lone run on the scoreboard. 0-1 pitch to Pacoda is missing up high that time. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the 1-1 pitch coming up from Sashin. That'll dip down low below the knees. It's 2-1. Well, this game between Victoria and Cowlitz, the first of 5 games on the West Coast League slate. All the other ones will be later tonight, 4 of which, or make that 3 of which at 6:30 and 1 other one at 7:05. That is a fair ball down the left field line. Pacoda has another extra base hit. He cruises into second with a 1-out double. And so the HarbourCats have the tying run now coming to the plate. And some life here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Just back to the out-of-town scoreboard. So it's Bend taking on Corvallis at 6:30 down in Corvallis. In Kelowna, the Port Angeles Lefties will meet up with the Kelowna Falcons. Bellingham will play Ridgefield down at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex in southern Washington. And then in Portland, the Pickles will host the Walla Walla Sweets. That game at 7:05. So those are the 4 other games coming up later this evening in the West Coast League. So Pacoda at second, 1 away. Here's Chase Mydroth for the HarbourCats. That one missing off the plate for 1 ball and no strikes. Mydroth 1 for 3 with a strikeout so far on his line.
That sounds like a fake name.
Well, despite the fact that it was a Thursday afternoon game midweek, still a decent crowd out at the park for the HarbourCats. 1,574, the official attendance for today's ball game. Mydroth took that one off the plate. It's 2-0. Mentioned that Cowlitz does have some insurance in the bullpen with a right-hander warming up if Sashin does get into trouble, but he has been sharp. Aside from the 2 times Pacoda has beat him, once with a home run and once with a double, he's been able to get everybody else out. There's a strike to Mydroth. It's 2-1. One away, bottom of the 8th inning. The 2-1 pitch to Mydroth, and here it is from Sashin. That misses. Good hitter's count now. 3 balls, 1 strike. So a chance here for Mydroth to try to pick something out. You know, Sashin will not want to walk the tying run on base. Here is the 3-1. It's a big swing and a miss. Mydroth came up empty. It's now full 3-2.
What?
Decent lead off of second for Pacoda. Black Bears not really keeping him close to the bag. Although they're not super concerned about him, it's more the second run, which is the tying run at the plate, that matters to Cowlitz. Now the 3-2 pitch coming up to Chase Mydroth. On the ground towards the hole, it's past a diving Smith and into left field. Pacoda goes to third, runners at the corners, 1 out, and the tying runs are on base for the HarbourCats here in the bottom of the 8th. And it's Frankie Neiman stepping in.
Lawyers designated hitter from Tulane, number 27, Frankie Neiman.
And out of the dugout now, the pitching coach for Cowlitz, Justin Parrish, will head out to the mound to try to calm down James Sashin. Neiman here will have a little brief pause before he steps in. It is an RBI opportunity for him. HarbourCats with 5 more outs to work with, and they need to get 2 runs to keep this one going. So HarbourCats would potentially take a sac fly from Neiman here to make it a 1-run deficit and then go about trying to tie the game. We'll see as well how the Black Bears infield plays this, because there is a runner at first, which is Mydroth. So the middle infield should be at double play depth, so that anything on the ground off the bat of Neiman they can turn to and get out of the inning without any damage. Mound meeting is over as Parrish returns back to the Cowlitz dugout. So first and third, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Frankie Neiman stepping in. This afternoon he is 1 for 3. Sashin set on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Frankie Neiman. And before the pitch, they'll throw it over to first base. So there was no pitch after all. It was a long layoff before that throw over. Did look like that was the plan from Sashin, not to come home.
That's a balk. Come on.
Now the 0-1, kind of a quick pitch. Neiman says, hold on, was he ever set? But Rhonda Paul says, no, that was a legal pitch. So Neiman took a strike. It's 0-1. That was kind of right on that borderline where just maybe for a split second he did set himself and then come home very quickly. Kind of surprise attack on Neiman. Here now is the 0-1 pitch. Bit of a longer delivery to the plate that time, and Neiman took it downstairs for a ball and a strike. That is a way that some pitchers try to use to get hitters out. They vary their time to the plate. Also helps to keep the run game in check. With Chase Mydroth over there at first, very hard to time up Sashin when he's varying his time to the plate. Now another throw to check on Mydroth. 1-1 count on Neiman. Mydroth at first, Pacoda at third, and one out in the bottom of the 8th inning. HarbourCats trail by 2 runs, but they have both of the tying runs on base. Not close to Neiman that time. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Neiman ahead here of James Sashin, the 2-1 pitch. Into right field. This is going to be off the glove, and it's dropped by Cromwell. 1 run scores. Mydroth stops at third. Frankie Neiman to second, and the HarbourCats have cut it to 1. And they have 2 runners now in scoring position. It was hit hard by Neiman, but it was a play that probably should have been made in right field. Cromwell got over to it in time, but when he reached up, he could not squeeze it. Now we're going to have a pinch runner for Victoria as Neiman is removed. It's going to be Finn Chester who's pinch running for Neiman, and that's going to be all for James Sashin. So a pitching change for Cowlitz. HarbourCats threatening to tie the game or take the lead. Trailing by a run, 2 runners in scoring position here in the bottom of the 8th.
And Justin Savanac, you won a cake gift certificate. Congratulations. Now batting for your HarbourCats, Texas San Antonio.
Back in the bottom of inning number 8, infield in for Cowlitz, and a new pitcher on the mound. This is Griffin Paxton at the plate for Victoria, trying to knock in the tying runner, perhaps the go-ahead run as well, with a pinch runner, Finn Chester out there at second, and Chase Mydroth at third. Fastball at 88, missed in tight. There to Paxton, ball and no strikes. The new pitcher is Rance Pittman for Cowlitz, native of West Lynn, Oregon. Goes to Southeast Missouri State. Standing at 6'4", 195 pounds. This is into left field for a base hit. In to score is Mydroth. Chester stops at third. This game is tied at 3. And it's Griffin Paxton delivering the base hit. Now the HarbourCats can take the lead with the go-ahead run at third base and less than 2 outs. Now Pittman has been excellent on the season for Cowlitz. He's 4-1 with a 1.58 ERA in 21 appearances and 28 1/3 innings of work. Also has 32 strikeouts, and he's only allowed 1 earned run all season long. So in this situation, that run he allowed was not charged to him. But he's now trying to keep it tied at 3 with Emilio Nogales stepping in. Nogales goes after the first pitch. Fly ball goes foul down the left field line, and it's 0-1. So Nogales here, a fly ball would do the job if it's deep enough to the outfield to try to get Finn Chester home from third base. The 0-1 gets away. Here comes Chester for the plate. He scores, and the HarbourCats take the lead. On the wild pitch, it's 4-3. And Nogales didn't even have to get the bat off his shoulders. Cowlitz had a 3-1 lead coming into the bottom of the 8th, but the HarbourCats have moved in front, and now they're looking for some insurance themselves before the top of the 9th. It's 0-2 as Nogales did swing at that pitch in the dirt. Nogales off the leg of the pitcher Pittman, and he's going to have an infield hit, but is Pittman okay? My goodness, that caught him square in the thigh. Perhaps fortunately, the fact that it hit him right in that meaty part of the leg as opposed to somewhere on a bone. He's still walking around out there. Looks like he's all right as Grady Twait comes out to check on him. Certainly, if Pittman wants, he should be allowed to have some practice pitches here just to make sure that he's all right. He gets a nice hand from the HarbourCats fans at Wilson's Group Stadium, but there's now runners at first and third as Victoria's kept on passing the baton with some good at-bats. There was Nogales with a hard-hit base hit. If that did not hit the leg of Pittman, it was surely going to get into center field and score a run. Instead, it's an infield hit, and it allowed Griffin Paxton to go to third base. So first and third once again with 1 out for Matt Clayton now. 4-3 HarbourCats lead. Clayton now trying to give Victoria a little bit of breathing room before the top of the 9th.
From Nevada, number 34, Matt Clayton.
So Nogales at first, Paxton at third, and the first pitch to Clayton coming up as he has a long look down to Todd Haney at third base for some instructions. And here is the first pitch to him, down and away for a ball and no strikes. What a wild inning this has been. Of course, it all started with that hard hit ball off the bat of Frankie Neiman to right field that should have been caught, but was not caught, and allowed Neiman to get to second, allowed a run to score, and then the tying run, Mydroth, went to third. He then scored on the Paxton base hit, and then Finn Chester, who pinch ran for Neiman after his 2-base error to second base, came in to score on a wild pitch. Down the third base line, it's foul from Matt Clayton, 1-2. Well, Matt Clayton, I mentioned it earlier in the game that he's still done a nice job working counts, taking some walks now and again, but I think for him, he really is in need of a base hit and an RBI single here to really get him going offensively. Here's the 1-2. Runner goes. It's another wild pitch, and it's going to score another run. Here comes Paxton. He scores. Going to second is Nogales. It's 5-3. Well, Cowlitz not helping themselves out with the pair of wild pitches by Pittman here. I mentioned how good he's been on the season, but has not looked the part here in this outing in the bottom of the 8th inning. HarbourCats do have now some breathing room with a 2-run lead. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Nogales at second. 2-2 to Clayton is going to miss in tight. It's 3-2. Victoria now has a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen, so presumably they will come in to replace Derek Salata for the 9th, looking to lock down what would be at the moment a save opportunity.
Well, might as well, boys. Get big.
Clayton deep to left field. You can forget about it. It's gone. And that has to feel good for Matt Clayton. A 2-run shot. And it is 7-3 HarbourCats. Well, I said Clayton needed a RBI single to get him going. He didn't get an RBI single. He got a 2-run home run. And he's getting congratulated by his teammates over near the HarbourCats dugout. Clayton, a returning player for Victoria. It hasn't been the easiest of summers for him. He's struggled at the plate at times, has not played really regularly with the excellent depth the HarbourCats have at the catching position. But he's a guy who is very well liked and by the HarbourCats. He was a good player for them last year. And that has to feel good for him. The 2-run shot. HarbourCats now have some more breathing room. It's 7-3 here in the 8th inning. There's a wave and a miss by Kyle Sherrick. 0-2. Well, now, as I was just saying before that home run, whoever comes in for the 9th for the HarbourCats, it will not be a save scenario with the 4-run lead. This is drilled over towards the HarbourCats bullpen, but it goes foul. Sherrick out in front of it. 0-2 the count. Well, Victoria was down 3-1 coming into the bottom of the 8th, but a 6-run bottom of the 8th inning has made it 7-3, and they're now looking at trying to finish off the sweep of Cowlitz when we go to the top of the 9th inning. 1-2 now as that one missed to Sherrick. Reaches out and taps it to second. Ireland will throw it short to first, and that is the second out. Tough hop for him. Did a nice job to adjust and glove that one. So there's now 2 down in the inning, and we have a pinch hitter for Nick Adams. It's Ty Schindel getting a chance to pinch hit. Well, Schindel got the start yesterday in left field. He took an 0 for 5, so he will be happy to get an at-bat here to try to make amends. As Grady Twait's out of the dugout, he's going to lift Rance Pittman, my mistake. And he's going to take the ball from him and bring a new pitcher in to get the final out of the 8th.
Center field. Dayton Provo going back. This is over his head, and it's over the wall. Camden Collard will touch them all. The HarbourCats have tied the game 1-1. Bonneau with a fly ball to right field, and this is going to go back and out of here. There's a drive to left field by Alcantara. This is up, and out! Grand slam for A.J. Alcantara. 6-0 for the HarbourCats.
We're back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 6-run frame for the HarbourCats to lead it 7-3, and we have a new pitcher on to try to get the final out here in the 8th, and a pinch hitter for Victoria, Ty Schindel, stepping in to hit. Nothing in 1 count. This is Dale Takalo, the 6'3", 180-pound freshman out of Blue Mountain College, native of Napa, Oregon. This is rolled to second, and Schindel will be retired to end the inning. So on we go to the top of the 9th. HarbourCats lead by 4 runs, and they need 3 more outs to secure the sweep.
Able to purchase land to build a new public safety building using provincial gaming revenue from hosting Elements Casino Victoria. The new building has larger sleeping quarters, so volunteer firefighters can be on call, on site, and respond to emergencies even faster. The building isn't only home to the town's fire department, though. It also has space for public safety staff and a secondary emergency operations center, too. BCLC, we're community-minded, with your community in mind.
On we go to inning number 9. 3 more outs required for the HarbourCats, and this might be one of them. It's rolled to Tanner Haney, and Josh Marchese is retired for the first out. So Derek Salata is still on the hill for the HarbourCats. He needs now 2 more outs. This is his 3rd inning in relief, and because he was pitching the last 2, he is going to get credit for the win if he can get these last 2 outs. That'll make him 3-0 on the season.
Number 24.
HarbourCats again do have a right-hander in the bullpen if they need to use him. So they'll hope, though, that Salata doesn't get into any trouble here. This one bounced up the middle. Mydroth gloves it, and the throw is in plenty of time at first. There's quickly 2 down. So Victoria now just needs 1 more out to finish off the sweep of Cowlitz before they head out on the road to Bellingham tomorrow for 3 against the Bells. And Salata making short work of the Black Bears so far in the inning. He's thrown a total of 28 pitches in his 2 2/3 innings of relief. There's a first pitch strike to Zach Smith. Smith 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk on his line. Nothing in 1 count, and the pitch from Salata. High fastball, 87, missing up just above the zone. And it's 1-1. There's a strike, 1-2. And Salata is 1 good pitch away. Fans come alive, the 1-2. Breaking ball up high, it's 2-2.
You may have left your next card. Thomas Oak, info booth.
90.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch misses outside, a fastball at 89 that time. Couple notches extra on that radar gun. But it's now a full count, 3-2. Base is empty, 2 gone, top of the 9th inning. The payoff pitch from Derek Salata. Popped up in behind home plate, back out of play, foul. And we'll do it over again with the full count.
Yeah.
Osprey flyover.
Salata 1 good pitch away. Here's another payoff pitch to Smith. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes, and that's the ball game. Well, HarbourCats come away with the victory, 7-3 on this Thursday afternoon. They finish off the sweep of the Cowlitz Black Bears Dakota Hawkins was very strong, 6 innings, allowing 2 earned runs on 4 hits and a walk. But Hawkins did actually leave the game in line for the loss. It was the HarbourCats coming through at the plate with a big 6-run bottom of the 8th inning to take the victory by a score of 7-3. HarbourCats now will head on the road to Bellingham for 3 and then to Port Angeles. But for Victoria, it's another sweep, another successful series, and they keep on rolling throughout this second half. First place in the North Division standings. We thank you for tuning in on this Thursday afternoon. Some rare midweek day baseball at Wilson's Group Stadium. Your final score once more from Victoria on Shaw Spotlight and Go Live broadcast 7-3 HarbourCats. For producer Chris Jaycox, my name is Mike Edwards. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next weekend on Friday night to close out the regular season with a 3-game series against the Port Angeles Lefties.
Against a number of teams still in the hunt between Bellingham, Yakima, Port Angeles, and Wenatchee. And it will be interesting to watch how that plays out over the next week. A reminder again,